Paramahamsa Nityananda, a rare living incarnation, is named among the world's 100 most spiritually influential personalities today. Paramahamsa Nityananda has been placed alongside Dalai Lama, Nelson Mandela, Oprah Winfrey, Paulo Coelho and others by Mind, Body, Spirit, the world's top esoteric magazine from Watkins, London's oldest and largest bookstore. A yogi by birth, he has been expressing his power of enlightenment since birth. He has authored more than 500 books in Tamil and English. Translations of these books are available in 26 languages in Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, Hindi, Sanskrit, Gujarati, Oriya, Bengali, Marathi, French, Malay, Polish, Portuguese, Italian, German, Danish, Spanish, Russian and Chinese. He is also an exemplary speaker with over 10,000 hours of profound life solutions through his discourses. Social services such as Annadan, free medical care, free educational services with ashrams, schools, temples, hospitals established in more than 140 places around the world, offering exceptional services. A powerful spiritual healer who has healed millions of people of diseases from migraine to cancer. A Kriya Yogi who has formulated Kriyas for physical health and mental well-being, benefiting thousands. A living master who offers practical solutions for our everyday problems. He is the founder and spiritual head of Nityananda Dhyanapitham, a spiritual powerhouse who has revived the sacred Vedic tradition by establishing Vedic temples in places like Los Angeles, San Jose, Seattle, Toronto, Ohio, Oklahoma, Phoenix, St. Louis, Malaysia, Brazil, Paris, Guadeloupe, Dallas, New York, New Jersey, Atlanta, Calgary, Vancouver, Singapore, and places in India like Bengaluru, Hyderabad, Tiruvannamalai. A spiritual guru for 10 million followers, an incarnation who transmits the highest spiritual energy through initiation, a contemporary yogi who has revived the Vedic science of yoga worldwide through thousands of yoga centers, an adept in Ashtamaha-siddhis, mystical yogic powers, who has effortlessly awakened the Kundalini of thousands and graced them with spiritual powers, a dynamic young guru who is an inspiration for thousands of youngsters, India's most watched spiritual guru online, a beacon of spiritual light who has triumphed over the forces of religious terrorism and political persecution. Paramahamsa Nityananda is an eternal Kalpataru, blessing the world with the boons of material abundance and spiritual enlightenment. He is the 293rd Pontiff of the world's most ancient Hindu organization, Madurai Adinam.
Nityanandaya Swagatam, Anandanubhavaswadam, Sarvaroga Nivarakam, Vande Papa Vinashaktam. Nityanandaya Swagatam, Nityamuktam Nirvikalpam, Dhyanaloka Pradipakam, Vande Shantamayam Bandham. Nityanandaya Swagatam, Ananda Gandha Sancharam, Sarvopadhi Vinirmuktam.
I tell you, only these two types of people are there in the planet Earth. All the people who make the same mistakes again and again in the same pattern are followers. Man who makes new mistake is a leader, that's all. People are so unconscious. One guy in his office opens his lunch bag and says, "Oh God, today again same potato, brinjal, tomato rice." Anyhow, he eats. Next day again, he opens his lunch box and starts crying. Same potato, brinjal, tomato rice. All his friends are really worried. Third day, again he opens his lunch box. Oh God, same potato, brinjal, tomato rice. Friends have started asking him, your wife doesn't like you? Is there any fight between you and your wife? Why is she sending the same food knowing that you don't like it? That fellow says, no, I am not married, I cook for myself. No, people are so unconscious. Especially the people who are suffering with a disease like a blood pressure, diabetes, arthritis. See, these kind of diseases are straight away curable if you break your pattern. These diseases need not be carried. But I tell you, if you are affected in any of these three diseases, there are strong patterns which you can alter by yourself, but with which you are suffering, you are not even bothered to alter. If your biology gets into certain pattern, only then certain defects are allowed in your system. The only reason I discovered is unconscious pattern. Allopathy makes you strongly believe blood pressure and diabetes and arthritis cannot be healed. I challenge. It can be cured completely. Person can be without medication. Come on, if you are having blood pressure today, you just simply running or jogging or pranayama will bring your pressure down. Do it every day, at least for a month, problem is solved. But the laziness pattern is more strong than your worry about the disease. It is just a pattern, unconscious pattern, nothing else. The pattern of your laziness, pattern of your food habits, the pattern of your idea about you, nothing else. Arthritis is nothing but a wrong idea you carry about you. Diabetes is nothing but a wrong food pattern you follow. Blood pressure is nothing but the wrong laziness pattern you carry. If you just break the habit of early morning sleeping and lying down after the food, that is the time your laziness pattern gets strengthened in your body. See, early morning 4:30 to 6 and after food 1 hour, if you don't sleep, even if you sleep all other 20 hours except these 4 hours, you will not have laziness pattern settling in your system. See, there are particular time when the laziness pattern develops in your body. That pattern of laziness is responsible for disease. Laziness itself is not responsible. Understand? Laziness itself is not responsible for disease. Just if you sit every day and write all the ideas you carry about you and tick or cancel. The right idea cancel, right idea tick it and wrong ideas cancel it. Even if you do it intellectually, this as an exercise for a month. Say for a month when you cancel some ideas you carry about you, even intellectually arguing, I am saying I am a lazy fellow, has no stable mind, loose mental setup. Every day you just give 2-3 incidents to cancel that idea. No, I am not a lazy guy. See, today I woke up, and I am sitting, so I am not lazy. Just argue mentally and cancel that idea intellectually every day. That is enough. You will start creating a new idea about you. Just go on creating this new idea about you by cancelling the wrong definitions of you by you. But for one thing, you need to be very honest with yourself. You should neither underestimate nor overestimate. You should plainly sit and talk. If you are underestimating, at least write that also. I have the habit of underestimating me. I always underestimate me. That's one more concept you carry about you. So write all this. You can use this concept to infuse the sense of immortality into your cells. After the strengthening and cancelling, sitting with somebody and presenting all your arguments, sharing. Only if you convince the other person that your arguments are logical, either to strengthen some of your pattern or cancel some of your pattern. For example, if you have the pattern, I am a healthy guy, I can run. You need to strengthen that pattern. So the arguments you create for cancelling or strengthening, after writing and telling yourself, catch somebody and start telling. Start sharing. Your ego does not reside in you. It resides in others. That is why I am telling, when you share with others only, you will confront your ego. If you are just sitting and writing and cancelling, it's a good first step. But if you catch people and share with them all these right patterns you carry and wrong patterns you carry, understand, mainly wrong patterns you carry should be shared, not just right patterns. Wrong patterns you carry should be shared, and the arguments with which you are breaking that should be shared, because your ego resides in others' Anandagandha. I tell you, what is ego? Nothing but, you see, in everybody's Anandagandha, Bhagavan is residing, Vishnu is residing. But when all these individual lights, when they are glaring at each other or reflecting each other, the small illusory reflection which happens is ego. Understand? When you share with others, sometimes whatever you are thinking as a right pattern, they will laugh at you. And now you need to have more stronger argument to strengthen it. Sometimes which you think as wrong pattern, they will say, no, it is right. Then now you need courage to look into that and understand more deeply. I tell you, your ego is not established in your Anandagandha. It is the illusory reflection of yourself in many Anandagandhas. So share with others. When you go out and share, if that person accepts about me, some nice patterns in you get strengthened, the confidence in you about your decisions. And if that person rejects, you go through such a strong turmoil, the churning. Your whole intelligence and energy and individual capacity awakens. Your immunity to get deluded. Please understand, you become immune for getting deluded. You don't get deluded by others. I can give you this too as a spiritual practice, especially any pain pattern if you are carrying in your body. What is cancer? Some parts of your body which is not going to let other parts to live is thriving, is cancer. So the cancer cells which are not ready to live with other cells, which are not going to let other cells live, is thriving, is cancer. Same way, this pattern of having complete fulfillment just by seeing everything in TV, you not moving your body, increases many-fold your fantasy body's weight. A man who is sitting more than 1 hour per day sitting in front of TV, I am telling you, you are fat, heavy in pain body, because you lost sensitivity and direct connection with reality. The other day I was reading a research, just I think a month before in Mumbai, 2 youngsters were stabbed and killed by the mob, and all the public is standing and watching. Not a single one is even saying stop, even shouting. Not a single one. Human beings nowadays, by seeing everything in TV, you see, when you see a murder in TV, you don't respond. You don't interfere. So that becomes a pattern in your biomemory. Anything you may see, you don't interfere. Being insensitive to life becomes pattern. That is why I am telling you, porno destroys your family. Because you see so much and nothing needs to be done. It takes away your sensitivity, ability to live. The part of your ego reflecting on your part of your body, if that part of the body is removed, don't think you are dead. Without your body also, your life will be there with you. And the people on whom you are reflecting, without them also, your existence will be there with you. Unless you take action of whatever I am saying, you are only sitting in front of TV. If you are waiting, only that can happen. For life, you need to be active. Understand, if you are waiting, death automatically comes to you. That is the way it is programmed. But for life, life is waiting for you. You have to go towards it. Act. Act on these great truths. When I said arthritis, I don't mean people who don't have arthritis should not do this. I gave one example. As long as you have the disease of this birth and death, do this. That itself is a disease. Changing the pattern you carry about you is life. When you churn the patterns you carry about you, all the auspicious things in your life, finally nectar, amrita itself, nityatva itself comes out. So with one word, I will give you the sacred secret from this verse. Act and share. That's it.
योगः चित्तवृत्ति निरोधः The translation is, withdrawal from mental thought patterns is yoga. Many times, when these truths are expressed, people who come with a deep devotion and respect, suddenly that click happens. I have seen many times, the same truth, same word I will be expressing to different people, but when they come with a deep devotion, suddenly the click happens. Suddenly the connection happens. Even about this word, this sutra, I have spoken to many people in the personal conversation, because this is my favorite sutra. In this one sutra, Patanjali has finished everything. If you understood this one sutra, you don't need to go further. Nothing else is needed. This one is enough. The simple, straight understanding is, mind is not an object, mind is not a thing, it is an action. So people ask me, how to stop mind? How to go beyond mind? Every day I am put this question. I can say this is a frequently asked question, most frequently asked question, FAQ. Wherever I go, there will be at least 10 people to put this question. I tell them, mind is not a thing to be fought with. Mind is not a thing to suppress it. Mind is not a thing to destroy it. It is an action, you know. It is an action. See, just like you are walking. If you don't want to walk, what you do? You just sit. Like you are talking. If you don't want to talk, what you do? You just be in silence. Same way, mind is an action. If you don't want, don't do it, that's all. But our mind says, no, 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 I have tried many things, I have tried many times, my experience is equal to your age. Now people come and tell me, the professional seekers. Now they come and tell me, no, 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 I have seen, I have tried, you don't know. No, I sympathize with your trying. I sympathize with your practice. I am not disrespecting you. I am not condescending. But please understand, it is a simple action, a subtle action, you are doing it. Is there anybody else doing it inside? No. If somebody else is doing inside, not only me, even God can't help you. It is you who is doing. Please understand, it is you who is doing. So it is a simple action. When you don't want, just stop, that's all. We say, no, 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 we try, and after some time it comes back. Be very clear. Now this moment, if you don't want, stop. After a few moments, if it is starting, you wanted it, that is why it is starting. You forget, you have started it again. So when you want, switch it off. When you want, start. Please understand, if you understand you are starting it when you wanted it again, at least you will have respect on your decision, your will. Have simple clarity. Look inside. When I want, I am starting. When I don't want, I am relaxing. This moment, you don't need to bring all the philosophy, all the ideas you have about mind. No, 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 mind means filled with engrams, filled with thoughts. It will be continuously erupting out, it can't be controlled, it is negative. We are fed with so much of poisonous thoughts about mind. Relax from everything. Understand the simple thing. Mind is a subtle action. Just like walking is your action, talking is your action, mind is an action. When you can stop walking, talking, why not thinking? It is your action. Decide this moment, it is my action. Let me stop, that's all. Now mind says, no. It is not that simple. I have tried many years. See, even now I am stopping, it's not stopping. Understand, do not create that full statement. I am stopping, it is not stopping. Then you are not stopping. I am stopping. That's all. Then again, I want to tell something or I want to do something. That is why it is starting again. So look little in. With little devotion, if you approach the sutra, you will have that click. Yes, what he means is right. Just little shift in the approach, little shift in the attitude, little shift in the understanding. What he says is right. If it is getting started again, we are starting it. Maybe we forgot we are starting it. We are forgetting that we are starting it. Please understand. It is we who are stealing our own things from ourselves. Nobody else. Nobody else is stealing anything from us. It is simple we. Let us take the whole responsibility on us. Let us take the whole responsibility on us. If you want, you can think. If you want, you can stop. That is what is essence of this whole yoga. Essence of the whole yoga is only this one sutra. Yogaha chitta vritti nirodhaha. Yoga is cessation of mind. Yoga is withdrawal from mental thought patterns. This sutra, withdrawal from mental thought patterns, is yoga. Yogaha chitta vritti nirodhaha needs to be understood from another dimension. Let me try to explain this, the another dimension. Actually, when the chitta vrittis, when the mental patterns are stopped, suddenly you enter into a different zone. It's like if all the threads which are tying the balloon, if it is cut, suddenly balloon flies to a different space. Same way, for all the thoughts which are pulling you down, if it is cut, your consciousness soars to a different height. It reaches a different zone. It stays in a different zone. When you look through the window, you see the sky. You experience the sky. But sky itself can't be reduced to the size of window. Same way, when the thoughts disappear, you experience the ultimate truth. But the truth itself can't be reduced to one idea of not having thoughts. Please understand. When you don't have thoughts, you will experience truth. But the truth cannot be defined with this one quality of not having thoughts. Not having thoughts may be one of the qualities of truth, but that itself is not ultimate. Chitta vritti nirodha, not having thoughts, leads to the yoga. That itself is not yoga. I want you to understand. Sometimes not having thoughts, people understand, not having thoughts itself is a yoga. Then in the deep sleep you don't have a thoughts. But that is not yoga. In the deep sleep you don't have thoughts. But that is not yoga. Not having thoughts with awareness is yoga. Not having thoughts with awareness leads you to yoga. Yogaha chitta vritti nirodhaha. The different formations taken by the mind, if it is not happening, then yoga is happening inside you. Yoga is happening inside you. Yogaha chitta vritti nirodhaha. The next sutra throws more light on this one truth. Let us enter into the next sutra. Tata drashtuhu swarupeva sthanam. This is another beautiful sutra. Let me give you the translation. The earlier sutra says withdrawal from mental thought patterns is yoga. Here Patanjali says then results relaxation into one's true nature of limitlessness and total understanding. See, when the thoughts disappear, when the cessation happens, when the chitta vrittis are no more, when the thoughts are no more, when the mental actions are no more, he says it results relaxation into one's own true nature. That is what I am saying. In a way, even your deep sleep is a pattern of your mind. Anything you can go in and come out is pattern. Anything you can experience is pattern. Please understand. Anything you can experience again and again is pattern. If you understand with this definition, even your sleep is a pattern. Even your sleep is a pattern. We go in and come out, go in and come out. It is a pattern. When you really relax, Patanjali says here, then results relaxation into one's true nature. Swarupe vasthanam. You are established into your own true self. Please understand. These are some of the basic truths. Whatever you see and experience is because of your thought pattern. Whatever you see in the outer world, whether it is your health, body, mind, world, relationships, everything is because of your thought pattern. Everything is your thought pattern. Let me tell you this one small story. How experiences are changed through thought patterns. One guy, old guy, went to a village, neighbor village, nearby village, for some purpose. When he came back, from the distance he saw his house is on fire. He started rolling on the ground and started crying. In India there is a special way of crying. They don't just cry, they roll on the ground and cry. Indian villages roll on the ground and crying. He started rolling on the ground and crying. He had 3 sons. One son came to him and said, "Father, don't worry. Don't you remember yesterday we sold that house?" This guy suddenly stood up, wiped the tears. "Oh, yes. I remember." He is completely relaxed. Next son ran towards him and said, "Father, it is true we sold yesterday, but still we have not got the money." Then again he fell and started rolling on the ground. "Oh, my house is on fire, please save, save, save. There is nobody to save, is there anybody to save?" He started calling all gods, all possible help. In India, that is only 911. There is no other 911. He started calling and rolling. Nothing can be done. And after a few minutes, again the third son came and said, No, don't worry, father. Just today morning I took the money and deposited in the bank. The other brothers don't know. I took the money. It is not our house. Then immediately sat up again. He wiped the tears. Oh God, everything is okay. Everything is okay. See, the same situation, same person. One moment he is feeling the deep suffering, agony. The other moment he is completely relaxed, settled. Thought patterns. Thought patterns. That plays a major role. Actually, I can say that is the only thing in the life, nothing else. It's a thought patterns.
The moment you associate yourself with the pattern, pattern teaches you to suspect everything else other than the pattern. When you don't associate with it, when it is away from you, suddenly you see the pattern doesn't have life. Just few days before, one of my rishis are telling another on Swami, the problem I have, if others are having, I'll be able to bring them out easily. But when it comes to me, I don't know what to do. It is not one person's problem, everybody's problem. The problem which you are having, if somebody else is having, you can easily lift that person out. You are all too intelligent when it comes to others. Why? Then why that is not happening when it comes to you? Please catch the truth. Let me repeat once more. When you have not associated yourself with the pattern, it doesn't have your presence to infuse life to it. The moment you associate yourself with the pattern, pattern gets life. Now it becomes independent, intelligent. It starts making you suspect everything other than itself. That is why you find when somebody else is in a problem, very easy to lift them out of that problem. But when you are in the same mess, you are struggling. You can't do anything. You are not able to attend. You are not even able to be balanced. See, for example, you will always have certain pattern when you deal with people. First, you will have the friendliness when you are introduced, and you will fall all over, head over the heels, roll. In 2-3 days, you will realize your expectations are different. The person is different. Then distance. Then utter few words behind the back. They don't even need to see each other. There are some other people who will not fall head over heels immediately. Slowly, step by step, step by step. But once they build a relationship, they feel, they respect. Relationships are extension of their very self. I tell you, build wealth properly based on your ability to create and maintain. Why do you think all over the world, so many millions of people get millions of dollars in lottery? But you will not find a single man who has become rich by lottery. Because the wealth came through the lottery was never part of his own personality. It is not extension of his personality. It is something infused from outside. It will naturally only become cancer, never become muscle. Anything which is extension of your personality is your muscle. Anything which is forced outside from you suddenly is cancer. I just know the power of Lakshmi when you are able to create and maintain, when you have respect for her, when you have respect for the wealth, nobody can snatch it away from you. It is extension of your personality. Same way, relationships. All relationships are extension of your personality. If you respect them as extension of your personality, they will never be snatched away from you. You will never lose them. You will never ever lose them. Anything which is not extension of your personality, anything which you don't respect as yourself cannot stay with you. Understand? Understand this mental pattern. If you have the pattern of being careless with the people, you will always catch it wrong. Understand? Don't fall head over heels. Do it step by step, step by step, step by step. Wait before building any relationship. When I say wait, I don't mean say no. I mean say yes slowly. Yeah. Say yes with a lot of respect for the person, because after your yes, the person is extension of you. The person is part of you. Not able to maintain health, not able to maintain wealth, not able to maintain relationships, all are because of wrong mental patterns. If you break free from all your bondages consciously, it is a eternal, nitya. You can again never be bound. Over, that's all. There can never be again bondage for you. Same way, if you break the mental patterns and free from psychological bondages, again, you can never be bound again. It's almost impossible to bind you again. You are free from that mental pattern. Maybe some other patterns can bind you, but this pattern itself will not bind you. That is also almost eternal, nitya. But the body pattern, if you did yoga for 6 months or 1 year, then you stop, drop. Don't think the body pattern you created is eternal. No. Body goes on changing. Body has to be maintained. When you don't maintain, health cannot be retained. Health, wealth and relationships, all three are dependent on your pattern. If you have a wrong pattern, I have seen people, 2 months they will work out heavily, then suddenly 2 days for some reason they will give break, and after that they will never start again. I tell you, if you do not break that wrong pattern, bring the right pattern to your body, health is not possible. Health will not be part of your life. Same way wealth. Have clear idea. Your capacity to create, your capacity to hold, means maintain. Your capacity to spend. Only when you have a right understanding and pattern. See, shopping is a disorder, is a pattern. I have seen people, when they go to the shops, they will forget they have anything else in their life. Especially women, when they go for shopping, they forget that something else exists in their life. Everything is blown away. It's a pattern. You don't think you need little money for the next month, next year. You may fall sick. You need at least few rupees for the medicine. No. Wealth is also lost because of wrong pattern. I know people have this shopping like a disease. Dama, go and see whatever is in the eyes, buy it. Bring it and dump in the garage. Become so tired, never even open the items you bought. And next week again run. You may have even billions of dollars. If you have this mental pattern, I tell you, it will not take much time for you to be a bankrupt. Lakshmi is not all about the bank balance. It is all about the mental pattern. If you lose money in wrong investments, it is not sin. I tell you, you will have the money back. You will have the wealth back. But if you lose money because of the wrong pattern, nothing can be done. Not only you will not get it back, even if it is forced on you, you will not live with it. People come and ask me, I never did anything wrong to anybody. Why did I lose my wealth? Arey, you did so much of wrong to money, to Lakshmi. Wrong pattern. Same way relationships. Before building, have a little patience, intelligence. Maintain that patience before saying yes. Otherwise, you will get into the pattern of creating enemies. Beware of patterns. Beware of mental patterns. Depression is a pattern, understand. First 2 days, if you decide to lie down in your couch saying, oh, I have depression, I don't want to do anything. Then third, fourth day, it will become a pattern. Break the patterns. Be free from the patterns. That is living enlightenment.
Prarabdha, Agamya, Sanjita. Prarabdha is brought karmas. Agamya is accumulated karmas. Sanjita is saved karmas. Understand? Very easy to remember now. Prarabdha is brought karmas. Agamya is accumulated karmas. Sanjita is saved karmas. Saved for janmas is Sanjita. Let me be very honest. You can't do anything with Sanjita. Sanjita melting cannot be done only by directly me. Directly I will have to work. Only then the Sanjita can be melted. You can do only two things. Agamya and Prarabdha. See, Prarabdha is more like a thoughts, engrams, patterns. Agamya is more like a muscle memory and biomemory, which has already become part of you. Sorry, means by accumulation. Let me define it in this way. See, Prarabdha is more like a pattern. The thought trend, samskara. Agamya
When I say agamya, I wanted to make it very clear. Two parts. The pattern of doing continuous actions and accumulating. Knowing it brings suffering, makes your prarabdha into muscle memory and biomemory. You know, if you are getting angry and irritated, agitated, you are going to suffer, but you don't bother about it because that has become a part of you. The possibility of accumulating more and more agamya itself becomes a pattern. In agamya, there are two. One, you do certain action now and accumulate karma. Second, this pattern of constantly doing the action and accumulating karma, even though you know it is wrong, it is not good for you, it is dangerous for you. You forget, but look into your life, how many times you do the same, especially when it comes to the deeper patterns of sex and fear related. Look into your fear related and sex related patterns. You are so clear, God, I can put myself in a big mess. But that pattern of acting, even knowing the accumulating of these karmas in this line of action is not safe or is not going to be right for me, good for me, even knowing that pattern goes on doing the action. That is what I call agamya square. Maybe we can give this name because we need a new name. Agamya square means the pattern of functioning and accumulating the karma in the same direction, even if you know it is dangerous and not good for you. If you look into your sex patterns, sexual habit patterns, if you look into your drinking or addiction patterns, I think just 1 year before, one guy came, the Kalpataru Darshan, cried that he went to some cheap place, to some prostitute, and he is afraid now that he might have contracted HIV. He came and cried to me in the energy darshan, in the Kalpataru Darshan. I just looked into his nervous system, I saw his energy and there was no disease. I told him, don't worry, you are not having any disease. So from now onwards, you save yourself. Be very careful. He promised me, yes, Swamiji, oh God, now I am so relieved. I will be safe from now onwards. He went. That poor fellow, just day before yesterday, Kalpataru, again he was back. Yesterday night or day before yesterday night, Kalpataru. He says, again I went, Swamiji, please check and tell me. I looked into him and said, you go to better hospital and get your blood checked. I am not here, your blood checking machine. And he said, no, Swamiji, you save me. I said, nothing doing. I am not even interested in holding your hand or seeing. You do what you want. I gave him one vibhuti and sent him over. See, this is agamya pattern. Once you are saved, why don't you remember? It is unfortunate. Same a fear pattern. Look into your fear pattern. Many times, you know such a foolish way you do the mistake because of the fear. In this pattern, you finally land in the same mess. Once you come out, you feel all right. Tomorrow onwards I will not fall. What happens next day morning? Damal. You are there, in the same ditch, with all the pigs and buffaloes, enjoying the smell. The agamya, the pattern of accumulating agamya becomes muscle memory and biomemory. I always tell you, the money you are going to accumulate every month is not a big problem. But this habit of accumulating money every month is the problem. Agamya, which you are going to accumulate continuously by your action, is not a big problem. But the pattern of accumulating agamya, knowing it is not good for you, is the problem. That is where the whole problem happens. Work on this strong pattern of knowingly accumulating agamya. Break that one pattern. You know, this action brings suffering. Sometimes you suffer also, but somehow you save yourself and run away, escape. Then what happens again? You don't stop. You are there again. The same action, same mental setup, same suffering. If you look into your fear pattern and sex pattern, you will understand what I am saying. You will understand exactly the concept of agamya square. Agamya of agamya. The pattern of creating agamya itself is a bigger agamya. You fall asleep out of laziness. Next day when you get up, you say, no, 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 from today, no. I am not going to allow. But within next 1 hour, what happens? Over. This is the way life is. This is the way suffering is. Stop the agamya of agamya. That is the essence of handling all karmas. That is the only way to save yourself from all the karmas. When I say your fear will attract exactly the same thing which you are afraid of, I want you to take diversion. I want you to go in different route. I want you to stop driving in the same route. I want you to stop pressing the accelerator. Put the brake. You may ask, what do I mean by the word put the brake? I mean unclutch. Decide you are going in the wrong direction. Pick up at least major 10 patterns in you which drives you. Unclutch from those 10 patterns. I can give you one more beautiful technique for growing unclutching in you, practicing unclutching in you. Don't do unclutching wildly. Just pick up 10 pattern. Pick up 10 pattern. Pattern of getting irritated the moment I see my spouse. Pattern of feeling tired the moment I go and sit in the office. Pattern of creating constant confusion or dilemma in me. Like this, pick up some 10 pattern. Decide 1 month I'll practice only unclutching from 10 pattern. That's all. Pick up any 10. Say this month, from this Purnima to next Purnima, I will concentrate only on these 10 patterns. I'll keep the list of these 10 patterns in my bedroom, in my book. Go on reading only this 10 pattern. I'll work. You will master. You will master unclutching the 10 patterns. You see, because you are violently fighting with too many enemies without even knowing who are all your enemies. I can say easily within 3-4 months you will see drastic transformation, because when you attack only 10 patterns, whole day you will be able to remember. Because you wanted to remember only unclutching. If you fail once unclutching, then you lose confidence on the whole unclutching. You say, I failed in that itself. Why not now fail once more? So the failing becomes accepted, acknowledged, approved lifestyle. So the failure becomes acknowledged pattern. Failure becomes approved pattern. Failure becomes recognized lifestyle. That is why I am saying just pick up 10 patterns. Break the 10 patterns in 1 month. Suddenly you will see, oh God, what a beautiful way it has happened. Just this one flow, one move, corrected, liberates you so easily, so beautifully. Understand, even if you break 10 patterns, you will be out of this suffering, out of this ignorance, out of nonsense. Failure should not become a recognized pattern of life, recognized way of life. Failure should not be tolerated lifestyle. Failure should not be accepted lifestyle. Failure should not be approved way of living. That's it. 10 patterns a month. Attack only 10 patterns a month. You will see within 2-3 months. You see, you are not that big criminal having 200-300 patterns. Your total patterns will be not more than 20. Because your life itself is not more than 10-20 patterns. Even if you break 10 in a month, in 2-3 months you will be free. And I tell you, once broken, even if it comes back, it will not overrule you because you have the confidence now you can break it. Horse once trained, even if it kicks you once, you know you can break it again. I tell you, only once if you break the pattern of alcohol or smoking, even if it comes back again, it cannot possess you anymore. You know you can break it. It may not come back. Even if it comes back, you will not be bound by it. It will not be dictating your way of life, your way of thinking, your way of actions. Understand and recognize the top 10 patterns and destroy those top 10 patterns. Just 2 months. You will see huge transformation, powerful transformation.
Welcome to Inner Awakening, the most powerful personal transformation retreat you could ever experience. In just 21 days, thousands are already experiencing the shortest route to constantly high energy levels, visible anti-aging, healing of chronic diseases, fulfilling relationships, and higher states of consciousness. What is the secret behind this transformation?
Kundalini means the inner potential energy. Once it is awakened, opens the different doors for the conscious experience in you. I can say which is a master key for all extraordinary spiritual experiences.
This extraordinary program is conducted personally by Paramahamsa Nityananda in the vibrant atmosphere of Nityananda Dhyanapitham Ashram. Open yourself to the benefits of Nitya Yoga and practical meditation. Experience physical and mental healing. Discover simple ways to handle life with success. Above all, enjoy individual darshan and blessings from Paramahamsa Nityananda every day. Take 21 days for yourself and carry home the transformation of a lifetime.